Once upon a time, in the land of Ur, there lived a man named Abram and his beloved wife Sarai. They were deeply in love, their hearts entwined like the vines that grew outside their home. Sarai had eyes as bright as the morning sun, and Abram's voice was as steady and warm as a summer breeze. Though they had wealth, servants, and a comfortable life, their greatest treasure was each other. They would spend evenings under the stars, Sarai resting her head on Abram's shoulder as they whispered about their dreams.
Do you ever wonder what lies beyond Earth?
As long as I have you, I could live anywhere.
Little did they know, their lives were about to change forever. One night, as Abram lay in bed, a voice, more powerful than any he had ever heard, called his name.
Abram,
Yes, Lord?
leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great. Through you, all families of the earth shall be blessed.
Abram trembled, overwhelmed by the command. He turned to Sarai, who stirred in her sleep. He gently stroked her hair, thinking of all they would leave behind. The next morning, as the golden sun rose over Ur, Abram took Sarai's hands in his.
Sarai, the Lord has spoken to me. He has called us to leave this land and follow him to a place he will show us.
Where will we go?
I do not know, but I do know that wherever he leads us, we will go together.
Then I will follow you, my love.
With that, they packed their belongings, gathered their servants and flocks, and set out into the unknown, trusting only in the promise of the Lord. Their journey was long and filled with trials. They wandered through scorching deserts and lush valleys, their tent becoming their only home. There were nights when Sarai shivered from the cold, and Abram would wrap his arms around her, whispering,
The Lord is with us. We will not be lost.
There were days when hunger gnawed at them, yet they shared their last piece of bread with laughter, trusting that God would provide. One evening, as they rested by a river, Sarai sat beside Abram, her fingers tracing patterns in the sand.
Do you think the Lord truly means to make us a great nation?
I believe it with all my heart, but no matter what happens, you are my greatest blessing, Sarai.
And you are mine.
Years passed, and though they had followed the Lord faithfully, Sarai remained childless. She often wept when she was alone, longing for the sound of a baby's laughter in their tent. One night, as Abram sat outside, the Lord spoke to him again.
Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your very great reward.
Oh Lord, what can you give me? I have no child, and a servant in my household will inherit my wealth.
Look up at the sky and count the stars, if you can. So shall your descendants be.
Abram gazed at the heavens, his heart swelling with wonder. He believed the Lord, even though he did not understand how it would come to pass.
Sarai, the Lord has spoken. He has promised that we will have as many descendants as the stars.
Oh, my love, I want to believe, but I am old and my womb is empty.
The Lord will fulfill his promise. We must trust him.
One afternoon, 3 visitors approached their camp. Abraham, now an older man, hurried to greet them, sensing something extraordinary about them. He prepared a feast and invited them to rest.
Where is your wife, Sarah?
She's inside.
By this time next year, Sarah will have a son.
Sarah covered her mouth to keep from laughing aloud.
How could this be? I am too old to bear a child.
Why does Sarah laugh? Is anything too hard for the Lord?
I did not laugh.
Oh, but you did. And soon you will laugh again with joy.
A year later, Sarah held a tiny baby in her arms. Tears of joy streamed down her face as she kissed his forehead.
His name shall be Isaac, for the Lord has brought us laughter.
have thought that I would nurse a child in my old age, but the Lord has done it.
Abraham wrapped his arms around Sarah and their son, looking up at the night sky. The stars shone brightly, each one a reminder of God's faithfulness. Though they had wandered far from their homeland, faced trials and tests, their love never wavered. Their story became a legend passed from generation to generation. A tale of love, faith, and a promise written in the stars.